a I know last time was kind of short, but I promise I'm gonna make this one a little bit longer to part two to what if Naruto was Spider-Man. Alright, I'm gonna start it now. So a spider bit you, Hiruzen asked as he sat in his office, with Naruto sitting on the other side of the desk, nodding. And now you have strange spider-like abilities. Could it be that the spider's bite somehow transferred some of its DNA to yours? DNA? Naruto asked, tilting his head to the side. What's that? Never mind. Maybe you should leave handling. Maybe you should let me handle the thinking, Hiruzen said in amusement. Naruto, he nodded his head and jumped out of his chair, landed on the ceiling on all fours. Hiruzen watched as Naruto crawled around the ceiling like a spider, looking less and less frightening, and more excited. I feel stronger, Naruto said happily. I can hear everything, see everything, even that fly outside the window. Hiruzen looked over his shoulder. He saw no fly. He looked back at Naruto only to jump in shock when Naruto was sitting like a cat on his desk. Isn't this awesome? Naruto asked excitedly. It is certainly something beneficial for you, Hiruzen agreed. Naruto, how would you like to skip the next year at the academy? Skip it? Naruto asked, blinking in surprise. Why? I would like to find out some more about these new abilities of yours before I let you off running around the village unsupervised. Don't you trust me? Naruto asked, hurt, and Hiruzen chuckled. I trust you, Naruto. It's these abilities of yours I don't trust yet. Well, Naruto said, looking a bit saddened, if you think it's for the best. And so, Hiruzen and Naruto set out to discover the extent of these new abilities of Naruto. They found that he possesses strength, reflexes, speed, agility, durability, and stamina, way above the level of a Jonin. If Hiruzen was to hazard a guess, he guessed that Naruto was on the level of Guy Sensei when it came to Tai Jutsu. The boy seemed to have instincts on a level never before seen, as he could react to any danger in a nanosecond. Of course, the boy took to these changes like any boy his age would, with infinite energy. Of course, Hiruzen tried to teach Naruto that with great powers there must come great responsibility, and that he couldn't just go around flaunting his abilities. This didn't stop Naruto from going roof hopping at insane speeds, wooing with joy, and leading the envoy of the village on merry chases. Hey, old man, Naruto exclaimed one day as he barged into the Hokage's office through the window, having taken to the sit, having taken to crawling like a spider, like a fish to water. Naruto, how many times must I ask you? I have a door for a reason. Hiruzen asked with an exhausted sigh. Of course, there was a smile on his face. So Naruto didn't really take what he said to heart at least 1,000 more times. Hiruzen, Naruto said with a grin as he flipped over in the Hokage's chair to stand in front of his desk. What do you think? Hiruzen looked Naruto over and hummed. Naruto had gotten a change in the wardrobe. No longer is he wearing that stupid orange jumpsuit. Instead, he wore red and blue. He wore a pair of red and blue Ambu sandals that went up to just below his knee. Red and blue Ambu pants, red and blue gloves, and went with, let's say, mid biceps. It went up to his mid biceps. And a tight red and blue muscle shirt underneath a red sleeveless hoodie. Those hood was lined with blue. On the chest of the hoodie was a, let's say, white spider logo. The Hokage chuckled. Well, at least you got rid of that orange and chose darker shades of red and blue, he said, nodding, and Naruto grinned. That's not all. A ninja shouldn't show his face, right? Naruto asked as he reached into his pocket, taking out a full face mask, which was red with a web pattern on it, with two large pointed eyes with reflective lenses on it. And Naruto put it on. The mask blended in perfectly with the muscle shirt he wore. I need a cool code name too, Naruto said as he flopped down on one of the chairs in front of the Hokage's desk, crossing his arms. Like Spider Ninja or Spider Boy. How about Spiderman? The Hokage asked in jest, but immediately regretted it when Naruto perked up, rolling up his mask to show his face, with a massive grin plastered on it. Spider-Man? That's awesome, Gigi! The Hokage pinched the bridge of his nose and screwed his eyes shut. He had learned when to just keep quiet around Naruto. But you know, a Spider-Man is nothing without his webs, is he? Naruto asked, suddenly humming. Wouldn't it be totally cool if I could, like, shoot webs out my hands or something? Hiruzen hummed, not really having to listen to Naruto. Then he blinked as what Naruto said sank in. He rose from his chair. That would be really good, actually. Spider web that was incredibly tough and proportionately human-sized spider web should be able to keep a grown man in his place. Looking to Naruto, he found the boy clinging to the ceiling, holding out his hands with his middle and ring fingers pressed against his palms, making a pew sound as he pretended to shoot spiderweb out of his hands. Naruto, come with me, the Hokage said, waiting for Naruto to drop from the ceiling, which it only took him a few seconds later, walking to the Hokage. Where are we going, Gigi? To make you web shooters, the Hokage said, and Naruto's face lit up with excitement. So, I'm gonna do a time skip. About 1 to 2 years. And now Naruto found himself walking around the academy. Thanks to the Hokage pulling some strings, Naruto having to even taken the exam and was placed directly on a team. Apparently he was teamed up with two others his age, Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha. Reaching the right door, Naruto heard the voices of Iruka and Mizuki saying, "Alright, and Team 7 is Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, and Naruto Uzumaki." "Iruka Sensei," came a girl's voice. Who is this Naruto you talking about?" And at that moment, Naruto opened the door and stepped in. He waved at the pink-haired girl who was standing up, probably the one who had just spoken. "That would be me." Naruto here has been receiving special training and has special permission to join the graduation teams, Iruka said to the class as Naruto walked over to the pink-haired girl, who was sitting next to a brooding black-haired boy. Apparently, probably Sasuke Uchiha, from what Naruto had heard. "Hey there," said Naruto with a grin behind his mask as he sat next to Sakura. "I guess we're gonna be on the same team, huh?" The girl narrowed her eyes at him. "I'm not interested in anyone but Sasuke, so don't even try." "Huh?" Naruto asked, scratching his head. Who would want a loud-mouthed flat chest? Gas went through the class, and Iruka palmed his face as Sakura froze. She turned slowly to Naruto, who tilted his head to the side, honestly expecting an answer. Sakura swung at Naruto, who casually leaned back. She swung again and again, and Naruto easily dodged again and again, scratching his ear. "Wow, you really suck at this," Naruto said casually. "Are you even a ninja?" Sakura cried out in rage as she started swinging faster and faster, and still Naruto effortlessly dodged. He noticed how the Uchiha was glancing at him with something that perked his interest in his eyes. "Enough," Naruto said suddenly, catching Sakura's fist. "We don't have time to play around right now." "Who's playing?" Sakura demanded, and Naruto laughed. "What? You were seriously trying to hit me?" "Naruto!" Iruka exclaimed suddenly, and Naruto looked at him, dodging another swing from Sakura without even glancing at her. "Yes, Sensei? I know it's been 2 years, but I trust you haven't forgotten how to act in a classroom." "Of course not," Naruto said, dodging another punch. "She's the one swinging, not me." "Sakura, enough," Iruka said, and Sakura froze, looking around as if just now realizing that she wasn't alone with Naruto. Blushing fiercely, she sat down and buried her face with her hands. "As I was saying, teammate, Spiderman. Spiderman does whatever a spider can," Naruto sang to himself as he walked on his hands on the desk above that which Sakura and Sasuke sat at. They were waiting for the Jonin sensei, who was more than an hour late. "Why is our sensei so damn late?" Sakura demanded, twitching it with anger. "Maybe he needed to take a shit," Naruto suggested, with a blush sprang up Sakura's face as she sprung to glance at him. "Language! Bite me," Naruto said simply as he jumped with his arms and did a full flip, flipping on his hands again. He was getting bored, and he never been good at simply waiting around, and he really wanted to try out his new web shooters. Yep, Naruto got his web shooters now. They were finally finished, and he stuck up in a boring classroom waiting for his sensei that never seemed to show up. The door opened, and a lazy-looking man with a face mask and his headband down covering his left eye stepped inside. Looking around lazily, Naruto flipped to his feet and sat down on the desk, glancing at the man through his reflective lenses on his mask. "About freaking time. I was going insane waiting for you." Sorry, I fucked that part up a little bit. "So sorry I'm late," the man said in a voice that clearly told him that he could care less that he was late. "You see, a black cat crossed my path, and I had to take the long way here." "What a blatant lie," Naruto exclaimed, pointing at the man, who chuckled. "Meet me on the roof," he said simply before leaving the room. Naruto shrugged and headed for the window, while crawling up the roof to shock looks from Sakura and Sasuke. "Well, let's begin by introducing ourselves," the man said once everyone was gathered on the roof. "What did you want to know?" Sakura asked as the man shrugged. about your likes, dislikes, dreams in the future, and shit like that. Why don't you go first? Naruto asked, which Sakura nodded. Yeah, you look kinda suspicious. Oh, me? Well, my name is Kakashi Hatake. I have no desire to tell you my likes or dislikes, dreams for the future, and I have a lot of hobbies. So, all we learned was his name, Sakura asked Naruto and Sasuke, none of whom replied. Now it's your turn. Let's start on the right, Kakashi asked, and Naruto saluted lazily. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you. My likes are, there are too many, and as are my dislikes. My dream for the future is to surpass the Hokage and then have all the people of the village acknowledge my existence. Kakashi's eye widened at that, then it slowly went back to his normal lazy look. As for my hobbies, training, I guess, Naruto said with a shrug. Oh, and hanging out with Gigi. Alright, next, Kakashi said looking at Sasuke. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. There are a lot of things I dislike, and I don't really like anything. And I can't really call it a dream, but I have an ambition to resurrect my clan and kill a certain someone. Okay. Lastly, Pinky. Alright, my name is Sakura Harano. The thing that I like is, well, the person I like is Sakura Blush, looking at Sasuke. And my dream for the future is, as she again stared at Sasuke. And my dislikes are as she stared at Naruto. Naruto raised his hand. I'd like to add pink-haired, flat-chested bitches to my list of dislikes, please. Naruto said, only to dodge a swing from Sakura. Well, that's enough for the introductions, Kakashi said, crossing his arms. Tomorrow, we'll start our duties as shinobi. First, we're going to do something with just the four of us. Survival training. Naruto perked up and Sakura blinked. Why is our first duty it why is our first duty a training session? We had enough training at the academy, she said. This isn't normal training. This time I'm your opponent, Kakashi said, then started chuckling. Sakura filmed her larger than average brow. What's so funny, Sensei? Oh, nothing. It's just when I tell you this, you guys are totally going to freak out, Kakashi said, smiling. Then he went completely serious. Of the 27 graduates, only 9 will be chosen to become genin. The rest will be sent back to the academy. This training is very, very difficult, with a failure rate of over 66%. Sakura's jaw nearly hit the fucking floor from shock. Naruto perked up even further. Yo, Hokage haven't told him about that. Kakashi laughed. I told you you'll freak out, he said. Anyway, tomorrow you have to show your real skills on a real battlefield. Bring all your shinobi tools you have. Oh, and skip breakfast or you might throw up. Can't stop me from eating breakfast, Naruto murmured as Kakashi disappeared in a puff of smoke. But I'ma end it right there. And I don't think I'm gonna continue with this because I'm getting into this stuff, and it's always gonna take me a little minute to write the script out. So yeah, I think I might wanna keep going with this because this is pretty fun for me. But anyway, until next time.